The Cornley Polytechnic Drama Society, created for the play that goes wrong by Mischief Theatre, is a fictional drama group that appears in several of Mischief's works. And today I thought I'd follow their story, trying to work out the timeline of the characters and the plays. Firstly, an introduction to the members of the company that we see throughout the various shows, which I'll get onto. Chris Bean is the longest-running member of the Society and the director of many of the productions. Robert Grove is an actor in the Society and Chris's rival. He is assistant director of Peter Pan and briefly becomes director of the Society. Dennis Tide, a member of the Society who joined because no other club would have him. He often forgets lines and directions. Max Bennett, a new member of the Society whose first production was The Murder at Havisham Manor. Sandra Wilkinson, often the female lead and a bit of a diva. Vanessa Wilcox-Wynne-Carraway, a cast member in the Goes Wrong show, although the actress who portrays Vanessa, Brian Corrigan, had appeared in both Peter Pan and Christmas Carol, but it's not clear whether the three characters are one and the same person. Jonathan Harris, another member of the Society and leading man in Peter Pan. Trevor Watson. Trevor is the Society's lighting and sound operator and later stage manager. Annie Twilliel, initially a stage manager who later joins the cast following her stepping into the role of Florence in Murder at Havisham Manor. There are also some minor, infrequent members of the cast, including Lucy Grove, Robert's niece, who suffers from stage fright, who appears in Christmas Carol, Peter Pan, and There Is No Escape. So what do we know about the Society as a whole? Well, we know that the original troupe of the Society, not the same characters we see now, was active in 1979 at least, when they performed the farcical comedy An Upstanding Member in a Tight Spot in the Back Office. We know that Sandra's mother was also in the Society at some point, having played Mary in the Nativity. We know that the Society has performed several underfunded productions, including James and the Peach, The Lion and the Wardrobe, Jack and the Bean, and the musical Cat. A production of a sequel to War Horse called More Horse was flooded with complaints after Chris attempted a terrible Jamaican accent. Several typos also led to the Texas Chainsaw Massager and the Nightmare on Elm Street. There are also references to productions of Les Miserables, Hamlet, and at least one previous version of the Nativity. With the cast that we talked about, the first play that we know of is The Murder at Havisham Manor, the titular play of the stage show The Play That Goes Wrong. The Murder at Havisham Manor marks Chris's directorial debut with the Society and the first show with Chris as the head of the Drama Society as well. It is also the first show that has any real significant funding, according to the cast. One of the next shows they do is Peter Pan. Cornley gets a chance to star in a televised production of Peter Pan, not a pantomime, but a traditional Christmas vignette. Chris's words. For a variety of reasons, and definitely not because Max's aunt runs the BBC. Sandra is dating Jonathan. Annie joins the main cast of the Society, portraying Mrs. Darling, Tinkerbell and Tiger Lily, amongst other roles, having previously been involved with the behind-the-scenes crew in Havisham Manor. During the production, a recording of some of Chris and Robert's comments is accidentally played out during the production, including comments about Sandra flirting with everyone, including Max, who it's revealed has a romantic interest in Sandra, and remarks how Max cannot act and only got the part because his aunt runs the BBC. It's not going well. In another recording later on, it's revealed that Max admitted to Chris about being in love with Sandra. Jonathan is injured during the show, but it later emerges after these comments before Sandra and Max can kiss, and makes a pointed remark how nobody likes the crocodile, Max's part. Jonathan is caught kissing Annie during the later chaos in the show. Obviously, if you've not seen these shows, go and watch them. They're amazing. They are brilliant. Goes Wrong show, Peter Pan Goes Wrong, Play That Goes Wrong, all that sort of stuff. Go and watch them. And Sandra dumps Jonathan. In the moment when a ship crashes through the back of the set, Max saves Sandra from being hurt, and Max and Sandra kiss. By the time of A Christmas Carol Goes Wrong, the TV version this is, Max and Sandra are still together. Sandra attempts to get her aunt, Dame Diana Rigg, to appear in the show, although she's running late. A clip of footage taken from Dennis's birthday party suggests that Sandra, confiding in Annie, wants a grown-up relationship and doesn't want to date Max anymore. It doesn't help that the following scene is when young Scrooge, played by Max, is broken up with by his fiancée Belle, played by Sandra. Further footage appears to show Sandra, or someone who looks remarkably similar to her, kissing Chris at the same party. During the show, it's also suggested that Chris wants to leave the society. When Sandra, unaware of these recordings, goes to find Max following an attack by Sir Derek Jacobi, yes, I promise that would make sense, he is distant, much to her confusion. After the credits start rolling, Sandra reveals she has an announcement to make to Max, which causes Max to lash out, thinking he's about to be broken up with live on television. Max admits he saw the video of her saying she doesn't want to date anymore. Sandra confirms this is true, but says it's because she wants to get married to him. Max admits confusion about her kissing Trevor. Max admits confusion about her kissing Chris. Trevor enters with footage of the party, revealing Chris was actually kissing Robert's sister, and she and Sandra were wearing similar dresses. Sandra admits she wanted to propose. Derek Jacobi emerges, enraged at the situation around the play, claiming that Cornley have ruined Christmas again. Yikes. Diana Rigg runs Derek Jacobi over with her car, producing the ring Sandra intended to use for her proposal. In the Goes Wrong show, the Society is given the opportunity to deliver a Play of the Week style show for the BBC. The names of the plays performed are as follows, with any wider canon implications where relevant. So, The Spirit of Christmas, The Pilot, A Trial to Watch, The Lodge, Harper's Locket, 90 Degrees. That's the entire first series. There are no real, I would say, major canon implications other than Vanessa joining the cast as a main member of the team. The Nativity is sponsored by a local company, Brookshaw's Corporate Finance, apparently. The next show, Summer Once Again, Robert Grove has taken over as head of the company, having led a company-wide coup against Chris. The next show, The Most Lamentable Tragedy of the Prince of England and his long-lost twin brother, Prince Regent of France, and the problems therein experienced by all when they came to know of one another after a battle. It's one hell of a title. Chris has retaken control of the society following the previous week's chaos. There are no canon implications in the next episode. There is no escape. And in order to head off another coup, Chris allows each of the members of the society to present their own choice of piece for 2 weeks as part of the Cornley Festival. During Vanessa's improvisation workshop, she and Dennis end up engaged. It is not known whether the two end up marrying, unfortunately. Most of the crew are hospitalised following one of the later shows, and Jonathan is crushed by a piano. The one production I couldn't place is the stage or the theatre version of Christmas Carol Goes Wrong, which is a more recent production. Whereas Peter Pan Goes Wrong follows a similar storyline in both the TV and stage productions. The two Christmas carols vary quite remarkably, which makes me believe that the two events are at the very least two different events, not just retellings of the same event. With the stage version covering the auditions, rehearsals, show and post-show production, whereas the TV version only covers the show and the hijacking of the BBC production. It is assumed that the events of Peter Pan traumatised Jonathan with a fear of heights, so it suggests that it took place within a fairly reasonable time frame of Peter Pan Goes Wrong. During the stage show as well, it suggested that Chris has been kicked out of another drama group before he joined Cornley. Following minutes of secret meeting of the society being held without Chris being read out, Chris has a bit of a breakdown, storms out, although he and the society eventually reconcile. And I'd love to know more about the characters. I think that was one of the things I think the TV show didn't do particularly justice to. Was sort of, I'd love to see a sort of fly on the wall documentary style version of the Goes Wrong show, a bit like The Office or something, where you see these characters maybe doing rehearsals and things like that, and actually getting to see the dynamics between the actual actors. The actors being played by other actors, but you know what I mean. The characters, rather than them portraying people within the script. I just think it'd be really fascinating to see the actual dynamics of the various members of the company. But that will do it for this video. If you did enjoy, please remember to leave a like, comment down below whether you have any theories on this. Hope you'll have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you all next time.